All right, let's get a short update on what we've got done here. So I've added to my unit test.sql. It's not really unit tests, it's just things you can do. I should probably call it examples. But added this example here and seems to be working. And I'm going to kind of explain what I've done and then I'll run through the actual example really quickly. So once you have Fuse installed, you're going to get a bunch of other stuff, but you're going to get all this project. You're going to need to add your APIs for any models that you want to use. So if you're using Together, Anthropic, OpenAI, you can get accounts on all of these pretty easily. There's going to be more of this coming. We're going to support a lot of functionality and a lot of models. So I was just building out some functionality here. And so what we have now is if you run Fuse init, it just nulls out a bunch of global variables because we are using global variables for some things, kind of make it a session. So you can set things in your session and it stores it. And anyway, we may get away from that. I usually start with global variables on a lot of projects, and then over time I end up getting rid of them. So we'll see. But we just want to make sure nothing's hanging out around like an old session ID that doesn't exist because you deleted it from the table because you're doing development or whatever. So we run Fuse init. If you don't run it, probably everything's going to be fine, but no harm in running it. Next, we're going to create a session called image agent. This is just the P session name. If you want to work with multiple sessions at the same time and you're going to be doing, say, user calls to those different sessions, then you need to provide the name of the session that user that call is going to, so that you can use different parameters and you can use different models. You can get two agents talking to one another very easily this way. And so we're creating a session called image agent, and we're going to use Gemma, Google's Gemma model. I'm going to create a system prompt. You're an ingenious art dealer and entrepreneur. And then I'm going to set randomness. This is called temperature. And we're going to set that at 0.9. And so any future calls that have randomness will use 0.9 unless I override it by passing in the level of randomness specifically. So I'm trying to make things easy to use. We could have that parameter in the calls all the time, but I don't want to do it that way. This is kind of where I like to use a global variable, and that just kind of that's kind of what we use unless we override it. So next we're going to create a user prompt. Give me a short sci-fi sentence used to generate a unique image that I might be able to sell. And then we say enclose the sentence in triple backticks. If you go out to Coursera, there's a bunch of great LLM type training from Andrew Nguyen. And there's a basic course on prompting, and it just gets into that, you need to do things like this, enclose the sentence in triple backticks, and it kind of helps parse that out later. So once we've done that, we're going to create another session, but this one's going to use an image model, and we'll call this image engine. And then we're going to call this a function called extract text that, I think AI wrote it really, but it's available, and we're going to get the response, and we're going to extract everything between a set of ticks. This has not been heavily tested for like what happens if there's more than one set, all that. We'll get there. And there'll probably be like an extract text, regular expression, extract text. We may be able to extract into an array or even a table and then go through and use that. If you've got instead of an array, I'd rather actually use a table, and then you can flip through that with a cursor or something like that. But as I get more sophisticated examples and stuff, I'll add that. The whole idea is just to use these tasks to kind of drive development. So this is going to generate an image, and it will put it in a table called session image. So your prompts, like your user and system and assistant prompts, all that's going to go in session prompt. but an image is going to go in a session image, and it's a different session. So you have a session for the regular chat prompts, and now you have an image session. And I don't, when I go down and say user again, even though now I do have two sessions, one is an image session, so I don't need to say that I'm using the image session. It knows that I'm using the image session because there's only one image session. Now, if I had two image sessions, or I had two chat sessions, I'm going to need to specify what session is doing the call. So I'm trying to make this super easy just to like have an idea and quickly begin working with it, right? Kind of from the command line like this and step through things. So now give me a short adventure sentence, or it gives me another sentence, and then I generate the image. So let's go over and run these really quickly. We've got our DBMS output here, and we'll go ahead and just F9, run that. We're going to create our session, pass in the system prompt, set randomness. Now we're actually making a call to the API, and this is it. The assistant returned with tick, 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 a crystalline cityscape bathed in holographic moonlight, blooming with artificial flora. And then we will do, now we're going to create our image engine, and we're going to use that as our prompt to generate an image. And let's get one more prompt. Let's see. I don't even know what that, uh-oh. Hey, we got an error. Okay, Fuse user cannot insert null in a session prompt. Did it, oh, you know, I bet it's not extracting the text. I bet it didn't use triple ticks. So that didn't use triple ticks. Let's try this again. More time. Okay, so it's not, something's wrong there. Anyway, I'll fix that later. So we don't have a prompt. Let's see if we did get one prompt though. So let's look at our session image table. Select star from session image, order by one descending. We'll put the most recent at the top if there's more than one record. And so Crystalline City there, we've got a blob column. We open this up and let's select image, and there's our Crystalline City. This model isn't the best at images, but maybe my settings aren't set. But anyway, certainly I've seen a lot better. But anyway, you can see that basically works. There's a bug I got to fix, but I'm not going to worry about it and reshoot this. You get the idea. The example's out there. All the code is uploaded. It works. So if you've got a reason to create images, you know, not only can you use AI to help you create the images, but you can now store them in a database, and you've got some clear examples and code here that you can use for that. So, all right, that's it. Thanks for watching. More updates coming later.